Okay, 7C on page 149. For each function, determine each of these elements. Okay, well, we have h of x equals x cubed plus 3x squared minus x minus 3. Okay, for one, to find the x-intercepts of the graph, the first thing we're going to do is factor. Okay, so if we factor, we have h of x equals x squared by x plus 3 minus 1 by x plus 3. Okay, so x, our factors are x squared minus 1, x plus 3, or x minus 1, x plus 1, x plus 3. So the intercepts of the graph for 1, x-intercepts are -3, -1, and 1. Part 2, the degree and end behavior of the graph. Well, the function is of degree 3. And the leading coefficient is positive. So the graph of the function extends down into quadrant 3 and up into quadrant 1. 3, the zeros and their multiplicity. So the zeros are -3, -1, 1, each with multiplicity of 1. The y-intercept is -3, just by graphing it. And for 5, the intervals where the function is positive and the intervals where it is negative. Okay, so we're just going to use the end behavior and the multiplicity of the zeros. So the graph begins in quadrant 3, passes through -3 to above the x-axis, passes through x equals -1 to below the x-axis, and passes through the y-intercept and the x-axis at x equals 1 up into quadrant 1. So the function is positive for the values of x when x is between -3 and -1, and when x is greater than 1. The function is negative for all x values in the intervals x is less than -3 and x is between -1 and 1. Okay, let's take a look at D. Same process in providing the solutions, um, different method for factoring. For k of x, um, the possible integral zeros of a polynomial are the factors with the constant term. So here we have -12, and these factors are 1, positive -2, positive -3, positive -4, positive -6, and positive -12. So we're going to test these values to find the first factor, and we will have k of 1 is equal to 0. Okay, so let's use synthetic division. So we have -1, -1, -2, 7, 8, and -12. Okay, we're subtracting. Let's bring down the -1. -1 times -1 is +1. -2 minus 1 is -3. -3 times -1 is +3. 7 minus 3 is 4. 4 times -1 is -4. 8 minus a -4 is 12. And 12 times -1 is -12. So the remaining factor is negative x cubed minus 3x squared plus 4x plus 12. So we're going to factor this out. And what we will do is we'll factor by grouping. And I have negative x squared, and I have x plus 3 plus 4 by x plus 3. So my factors will be negative x plus 3, x squared plus 4. Oh, sorry, x squared minus 4. So we have negative x plus 3, x plus 2, x minus 2. So k of x is equal to negative x minus 1, x plus 3, x plus 2, x minus 2. Okay, so the x-intercepts of the graph are -3, -2, 1, and 2. The function is of degree 4, and the leading coefficient is negative, so the graph extends down into quadrant 3, and up into quadrant 4. The zeros of the function are -3, -2, 1, 2, with multiplicity of 1. The y-intercept is -12, and we're going to use the end behavior and the multiplicity of the zeros. We'll see the graph begins in quadrant 3, passes through -3 to above the x-axis, passes down through x equals -2 to below the x-axis, passes through the y-intercept and up through x equals 1, back down through x equals 2 into quadrant 4. So the function is positive for all values of x. In the intervals where x is between -3 and -2, and between 1 and 2. It's negative for values of x in the intervals where x is less than -3, between -2 and 1, and when x is greater than 2.